Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. The relationship between President William Ruto and his Attorney General, who is the official legal advisor to the government, is one that is worrying many. They seem to be like a husband and wife living in the same room, but they are not reading from the same page. And the reason why this is worrying is because from time immemorial, we have seen the attorney generals as the heartbeat of government. Let me say that I witnessed which attorney general? Yes, I remember Evans Gisheru in the Kibaki era. That is when I started looking at politics maybe actively. And Evans Gisheru was so close to Kibaki. And I even remember at some point Kibaki was sworn in very late into the night. Then after Evans Gisheru, I think we had Githu Muigai. I stand to be corrected. And Githu Muigai was very close to Uhuru. In fact, Uhuru solely depended on Githu Muigai, the eloquent Muigai, on the legal advice. But then, after Githu Muigai, I think we tasted the reign of Paul Kihara. I didn't see much of him, except when there was an altercation and he was answering to the former Attorney General, the former Chief Justice, David Maraga. But then, with the appointment of the current Attorney General, J.B. Muturi, it is baffling that William Ruto has been taken to the courts very many times, and in most of those cases, William Ruto has lost. Begging the question, is William Ruto listening to his Attorney General, or is the Attorney General weak? Does he lack the proper legal knowledge? And the answer is very clear, that the Attorney General is being sabotaged. Their relationship is a circus. We've seen him telling us that William Ruto has taken the government seal from his office, and it has been taken to the office of the president. But now the culmination of their differences was witnessed when Attorney General decided to defy William Samoei Ruto, and he advised the KRA to stop the housing levy deductions. You know, William Ruto has really held the housing levy close to his heart. This is the project that made him threaten the judges. This is the project that made him threaten those who take him to court. In fact, he defied the courts when they ruled that this housing levy is unconstitutional. And the Attorney General goes ahead, defies his boss, and advises the KRA boss not to go ahead with the deductions. And he corroborates what had been declared by the courts as unconstitutional. My point here is, ladies and gentlemen, J.B. Muturi is tired of this government, and he is daring William Samoei Ruto to sack him. Because I know these are matters that are collective responsibility. J.B. Muturi, I think, sits in the cabinet, and they take a collective responsibility. And I saw Nguni Mutai telling him that if he's tired of this government, then he should resign, that he should support William Ruto, even if he disagrees with him. And I want to disagree with the Nguni Mutai, because J.B. Muturi seems to have tried to have a meeting with William Ruto, but no one is listening to him. The deep state does not listen to him, and they don't want him. But what I want us to look at in this video is why William Ruto is reluctant in sacking JB Muturi, because JB Muturi has manifested defiance. He's not listening to his boss. He has become an obstinate civil servant. But William Ruto does not want to sack him. And that exactly is what I want us to look at, ladies and gentlemen. Kindly subscribe to our channel if you are watching for the first time. Click the notification bell. This will allow YouTube to notify you whenever we do a video like this. My number one reason is this, ladies and gentlemen. JB Muturi is the Attorney General of Kenya. But there is a system that has been brought by Rigathi Gachagua, that this is a government of shareholders. And so whenever one of your kinsmen has been appointed into a position, then he or she holds that position on behalf of the community. That is what Rigathi Gachagua has always said. And in fact, many times he has said that wale walipanda watavuna kwanza na wale wengine wangoje. So if Ruto goes ahead and relieves JB Muturi of his duties, then the Kikuyu community in Mount Kenya will start lamenting and complaining that their son has been targeted. And you know that there is a strained relationship as we speak between the mountain and William Ruto himself. These are the people who voted for him to the man. They supported him after listening to the claims that they had been ditched and abandoned by Uhuru Kenyatta, their son, Udhamaki. So if he goes ahead and sacks JB Muturi, then it will be like shooting himself on the foot. And you know what that will mean? The mountain will erupt. Already, it is a dormant volcano that is likely to explode. They're only waiting for a trigger. And if there is one of the things that can be a trigger is the sacking of one of their own. And you know what that means. You remember Kimunya once said, ni nyinyi, it is you who are being targeted. Number two, William Ruto has been labeled as a very dishonest figure, a very dishonest leader. Remember the other day, Baba Yao himself, the former Kiambu Governor Ferdinand Waititu, told us that William Ruto had promised them that they would become running mates. I think they were there with Francis Kimemia. And even as we speak, the Mama Mbogas and Watu wa Boda Boda, the teachers, the doctors, all of them are complaining that William Ruto promised them heaven and is unable to deliver any of those promises. Lowering down the cost of living, today the cost of living is higher. The county governments who signed a charter with William Ruto are now complaining. I saw the governors appearing before a committee, and they were saying that William Ruto has orchestrated a deliberate plan to deny the county government money so that devolution dies a natural death. And so if he sacks JB Muturi, then it will go a long way corroborating and justifying those who have been labeling William Ruto as a dishonest leader who cannot keep his promises. And this is one thing that William Ruto does not want, because he promised JB Muturi a position, he gave him the position. If he sacks him, they will say this man was only using him during the campaigns. And of course, you all understand that people have labeled Raila Amolo Odinga. It is William Ruto himself who said that people like Wetangula left, Mudavadi left, and even says that he himself left because Raila is unable to keep friends. He shall be getting into this basket of people who will be labeled unable to keep friends. Number three is about Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. JB Muturi was a close ally of Uhuru Kenyatta. They worked together after he had lost 2 elections. Uhuru Kenyatta elevated him to the position of the third in command, the Speaker of the National Assembly. If the president is not in the country and the deputy too is outside the country, the person who holds the power temporarily is the Speaker of the National Assembly. And that is the level that Uhuru Kenyatta elevated JB Muturi. Now, if William Ruto sacks him, one, people have said that William Ruto is hell-bent on ensuring that those who are very close to Uhuru Kenyatta are kicked away from the government. But number two, JB Muturi can go back and unite with his former boss. Even as we speak today, Uhuru Kenyatta is a thorn in the flesh to this government. So should William Ruto sack JB Muturi, he might go back to Uhuru Kenyatta so that they start planning, because they have been accusing Uhuru Kenyatta as the man who is sabotaging the government. But you've seen the Jubilee government under the caucuses of people like Pauline and Murade and the Secretary General. They are trying to revive Jubilee. They are telling the mountain that Jubilee is your house, order belongs to the people of Rift Valley. So this will add an impetus together with the other leaders who are trying to form an alternative voice. People like Martha Karua, all those leaders who are in Central and they don't want to join the UDA. If JB Muturi joins them, it will be an added advantage to them. They will be planning for 2027 and they might even decide to work with the Azimio. And this is something that William Ruto would not want. It might be the beginning of the mountain. Remember, Anne Waiguru said, you can hire a Kikuyu, you can rent a Kikuyu, but you cannot buy them. It could be the beginning of all this. The last one, ladies and gentlemen, people have accused William Ruto of deliberately mutilating our constitution. If he sacks JB Muturi, then it will be said that he is so much hell-bent on doing this so much that he would not listen to people who are advising him against it. Because JB Muturi has come out as someone who is advising the executive, and the executive ignores him, the executive does not listen to him, the executive listens to other people who are not mandated, who did not take an oath to advise him, because it's against the constitution to get advices from other bodies, because that attorney general's office is maintained by taxpayers' money to advise the president. So if he relieves him of his duties, people will say that in fact he wanted Muturi out so that he can have people who are cheating him, people who do not stand on the side of the truth, people who don't want to tell him the way it is, quite open. And this is the reason why, in my very considered opinion, William Ruto is reluctant in sacking JB Muturi, who has come out and daring him, sack me if you want. Because from what JB Muturi has showcased, he's a man on a mission, and it is like he doesn't care anymore. I'm not saying that he cannot be sacked, but I think William Ruto is very reluctant. I don't know what you think, but that is my take.